Hello, good morning. I've actually tried to record this video several times. This is actually the sixth attempt now. Because what I'm talking about isn't an easy topic to talk about. But basically, it's part of my ongoing pledge and promise to be open and honest about mental health and depression issues which affect me. Now, obviously, it would be bizarre and unethical to share someone else's mental health problems. So, of course, it's about me. But the reason why I'm doing this is because, as I say, I promised to. And I promised to because, for example, when Robin Williams passed away, it was very clear from society's reaction that far too few people do talk about this stuff. You know, and that leads to this self-fulfilling prophecy of no one talking about it, because the people who are going through it feel as though, well, they can't talk about it because no one talks about that. But then if someone does talk about it, then often they are pointed out as one of two things: either the poster child for these problems, which can be a very strange and uncomfortable place to be, or they're pointed out as strange and odd for having talked about it because, well, no one talks about it. So I figured the best thing that I could possibly do would be to talk about it, and therefore I do. Every now and then, I find myself having to make one of these videos where either after the fact or during during the event, I talk about how I'm feeling and what's going on. And at the moment, I am feeling very affected by those mental health problems which stalk me, and which keep on coming back. Now, there is a strange phenomenon, especially linked with the work that I do, where my public persona, as it were, Mr. Soup, but also as well, for example, the Facebook page for Archaea Soup, is by necessity a very sociable, affable, amiable, approachable place, and therefore sometimes I feel as though I'm lying. When, for example, last night I shared that I was having a wonderful time at the Lumiere Festival. It's a very impressive and large light festival which occurs in Durham City every couple of years. And this is the really strange bit, folks, is that I am able to have a wonderful time at a place like that. But also at the same time, I'm able to be going through a minefield at the same time. So actually, it was simultaneously amazing to be there and to see some of these artworks, and to partake in some of them. Some of them were interactive, but also it was horrendous. It was horrible being amongst so many people. It was horrible feeling the way I'm feeling, surrounded by, and indeed in an environment where I'm meant to feel not like that. You know, I'm also not making it up when I say that I'm really enjoying, for example, this computer game, The Rise of the Tomb Raider. I got an amazing deal on this copy, actually. Essentially, it's a sort of quasi-review copy, but and it's great. I'm really enjoying it. I really want to, for example, at some point in the not too distant future, talk about this game, talk about the positives and the negatives, and also talk about actually some of the really exciting archaeological research that must have gone into this computer game. I am actually enjoying it, but that actually, oddly enough, makes me at times feel bad, because should I be enjoying? Should I be allowing myself to enjoy a computer game when I'm I'm depressed? Like, it's such a strange situation to be in, but it changes your worldview. It changes how you view the entire world, and indeed how you view yourself, and therefore it creates little traps. You can create a very tight little trap for yourself over the smallest thing, like whether or not you're allowed to have moments when you enjoy doing something. It's bizarre. So that's one of my, I suppose, one of the steps that I have to overcome when I make this sort of video, is actually accepting the fact that people understand, or I hope they understand, that it's possible to in a very short space of time present in different ways, as it were, emotionally. So I haven't been lying. I haven't been joking or playing fast and loose with the truth. I am actually genuinely at the moment, and yeah, I think most people are when they are, for example, depressed. They are able to have moments where they can appreciate something which is external to them. Yeah, that's a beautiful piece of art. That's a wonderful moment. Those people are really nice people, but that doesn't mean that what's happening inside goes away. It's hard to explain, but it's true. So that yeah. So hopefully you guys understand that, and therefore we can sort of move on from that in this video. But I suppose crucially, the most important thing to talk about is the overwhelming and all-consuming desire to stop. To not get out of bed, to not walk the dog, not do the dishes, not make any number of the videos which I really want to make. For example, for the YouTube channel, to cease certain activities which I really want to do. The overwhelming desire to do that, coupled with, though, bizarrely, the overwhelming sense that I should be doing that stuff. So it spirals into this pattern of guilt where you feel as though, well, I've got this sort of master list of important videos I want to make, in focus videos, hidden histories videos, experimental archaeology videos. And because I'm not ticking them off, because of how I'm feeling, it makes me feel even worse. And I'm sure that I know that this is the sort of experience that so many people have in archaeology and in other realms, in other jobs, in other walks of life, in parenthood. That it becomes very, very difficult to escape from this particular sensation. But this also means actually that people, when they're observing you from the outside, they may well think that you're being lazy, or, oh well, they're getting on with it, it's fine. But just because I can drag myself through the minefield doesn't mean that the mines aren't there. And simultaneously, if I'm petrified at the edge of that minefield, it doesn't mean I don't want to cross it. So it's a very strange situation to be in. It also as well leads to the problems in life being magnified. I mean, really massively magnified. Yet yesterday morning, I actually found myself downright weepy, downright crying pretty much in public, at the thought of a very exciting opportunity. In the next couple of weeks, so I'm going to be able to talk to many teachers about prehistory. It's going to be superb. But then I heard that a particular individual in particular will be present at this event, and that completely threw me for a loop, because this individual is sort of, I suppose, the antithesis of how I approach what I do with Archaeosoup. They are selfish, they are mercenary, they are cynical, they do very little just for the good of education. But also, frankly, they're not very good at doing what they do. They're not very good at actually sharing, for example, good information. I'm not going to keep on talking about them because I don't actually want to name them. But this this person is someone who I don't really respect, because I think their behaviour is not worth respecting. It's not very respectful to the people around them as much as to themselves. And yet, because of how I'm feeling, I somehow convince myself that actually I am, in my approach, somehow I am less capable, that I am less worthy, less able than that person. And therefore somehow maybe I should drop out of this amazing event. Maybe I should just leave the people who are going to be there to the mercy of this person. And that's a completely bizarre piece of logic, a completely crazy piece of logic. Why on earth? Why would you do that, especially when you've been invited? But that's exactly where I found myself. Indeed, where people in this situation find themselves. Everything you want to do, everything you feel as though you should do, suddenly and out of nowhere can seem insurmountable, even if only for a couple of hours, and then it will drop back down again, and then you'll feel like an idiot for having felt that way. So again, the spiral continues. And I don't want to sort of harp on and on and on and on about this, but I just wanted to log it, to register it, and to share it with you, because I said I would. And also because I want people who feel like this, who feel as though, for example, that next piece of work, frankly, the next morning event, the next time the alarm clock goes off, is such a horrendous thing. That I want to make sure that they know that they're not alone, and that people are struggling with this stuff every day. And that doesn't mean, oh well, someone else is going through it, therefore I shouldn't complain. No, not at all. Feel free to complain, as it were, but also reach out for help. Reach out to those who love you and who support you. And in my case, my lovely wife is very, very supportive. In fact, we support each other. Sometimes she feels stress. She feels the weight of the world upon her, not for the same reasons, but or indeed not in the same mental way. But I'm there for her, and she's there for me, and you really, you should reach out to the people who do care about you. And there are always people out there who care about you and who will miss you if you stop leaving the house, or stop leaving your room. But it's interesting, and this coming week is going to be a little bit of a challenge for me, because there are several things which I want to do. I want to do them, so I'm going to do my best to do them, and indeed to get over some of the hurdles which I have mentally created for myself. Despite how I'm feeling, I'm going to do my best to do that. Yeah. So there you go. Hopefully this has been a worthwhile note, as it were, for those of you who find these videos helpful. And if you know anyone who is feeling similarly, then feel free to share this with them. To show, if nothing else, that they're not alone. And in coming days, as I say, I am going to do the things that I want to do, because it'll only add to the spiral if I don't get these things done. So actually, given that I'm feeling pants, one thing that I've decided to do this morning is, tomorrow morning I'm going to do perhaps an Archifacts video about the history of pants, I think, or something to do with undergarments. I think, yeah, that'll be fun. So pants will be the word of the week, I think, because it's both descriptive as to how I'm feeling, but also as well it's kind of amusing, I think, definitely. Anyway, guys, whatever you're getting up to this week, however you're feeling this week, look after yourselves, and until next time, do take care. Bye bye.